I have been taking care of you all alone without our father's help. Today you fried common plantain and you are insulting me," Terry said. Once upon a time in the small town in Benin City, Edo State, there lived a wealthy and influential man named Mr. Akpos. He lived with his numerous wives and children. He was a true polygamist, and his household was always bustling with activity. However, his wealth and multiple marriages led to jealousy and strife, causing his first wife, Mama Terry, to leave the marriage and start a new life. His love for his new wives made him lose concern for the children from his first marriage. Despite the fact that they lived with him, he never showed concern. Meet Terry, an ambitious young man with lot of dreams. Terry was a student of University of Benin, popularly called UniBen. He was a brilliant and hardworking boy. He often took care of his younger sisters, Marian, Rocky, and Takpo. Takpo, the youngest, was troublesome and rude, known for her sharp tongue and mischievous ways. She is known for her constant trouble and bad dramas. She even went as far as causing war between some court boys in the neighborhood only to discover that she lied to them. One day, Terry had an examination to write in school. He left without making anything to eat for lunch like he usually does. Takpo came back much earlier than expected. She couldn't find food to eat and she made some fried plantain. She ate it until she became tired and left the rest in the kitchen cabinet. When Terry returned from school, he was so hungry and he went straight to the kitchen. With the foodstuff he has bought from the market, as he was about to leave, he saw a plate of fried plantains in the kitchen, which Takpo had prepared. He decided to eat some before preparing food for the day, so he took some slice. Takpo came in and shouted at him. She forcefully took the plate of fried plantain from him, insulted him, and cursed as she usually does to people. Terry was so frustrated at what she has done and he slapped her. He reminded her of his kindness. "I have been taking care of you all alone without our father's help. Today you fried common plantain and you are insulting me," Terry said, and he left to his room angrily. Takpo, seeking revenge, plotted to harm her brother. She thought in her heart and she came up with an idea. He must pay for the plantain and the slap. "I know what to do," she said, smiling. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, like and share. She took a bucket, placed a knife inside and left the kitchen. She went outside the house, sitting under a tree. She noticed a young boy Osoro and she tricked the young boy into delivering a false message. "Go inside the house and tell brother Terry that Baba is calling him," she said to the little boy. Baba, an old man Terry repeats so much. He always go to assist him. He doesn't joke with the call of Baba. He considers Baba a father he never had. Meanwhile, Baba has told Terry to help him get something from the market earlier, because Baba's house is 2 houses away from Terry's father's house. In the room, the little boy told Terry, "Baba said you should come immediately." Terry, hearing it, remember he has to give him his foodstuff. He picked his clothes, took the things he had bought for Baba, and head straight to Baba's apartment. Takpo has already hid herself somewhere. If you want to know what happened and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like, and share. When he entered, he met Baba sleeping on his chair. He went more closer to Baba. As he tried to wake Baba up, Takpo entered and stabbed Terry in his neck. Baba screamed on top of his voice, and neighbor came in and saw Terry struggling for his life. Immediately they rushed him to the hospital. Before they got to the nearest hospital, Terry died. If you have watched to this point, I know you like the story and you are touched. Please subscribe for more story. Follow, like, comment and share. The news of Terry's death spread like wildfire, and the community was in shock. Little children and adults felt the pain of his death. Mr. Akpos, who had always been proud of his wealth and influence, was now faced with the devastating consequences of his own actions of neglecting his children. He had always known that Takpo was a troublesome child, but he had never imagined that she would go so far as to take the life of her only brother. That night Takpo was arrested and taken to the police station where she was detailed. The next week a memorial ceremony was held for Terry. Terry's coursemate, neighbor and friends attended the memorial ceremony. Tribute was read, people cried, and his memory lived on in the hearts of those who knew him. As the days passed, the family tried to come to terms with what had happened. Takpo, who has been in the police custody, was taken to court. All statement and evidence proved her guilty. The judge sentenced her to life imprisonment with hard labor. Takpo's sisters were traumatized by the event, and they struggled to understand why their own sister could do such a despicable thing. Mr. Akpos was filled with regret and grief, and he began to question whether his wealth and influence had been worth the cost of his son's life. The family still in shock, and the stigma was too much to bear, because people started gossiping whenever they seized any member of their family. They packed up and moved away, leaving Takpo's sisters to return to their mother in the village. The family was torn apart by the tragedy. Mr. Akpos was left alone, haunted by the memory of his son and the knowledge that his own actions had contributed to his death. The story of Terry and Takpo became a cautionary tale, told to children in the community to warn them of the dangers of jealousy and revenge. A reminder that wealth and influence are not worth the cost of one's own family. This is a true life story, and may the soul of Terry continue to rest in peace. The end. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share.